Hello future developers, so welcome to the continuation of our data visualization course. So in this session we'll be learning about bar charts, but in our previous lesson we learned to actually do this with grid. So now let's work with bar charts. Okay. So we learned to display some grid in our charts. Now we would want to work with bars. Okay. So remember we have histogram, bar, pie chart and the likes. But this session is focused on bar charts. So I'm going to create a variable and then assign it an MP array. And then let me give it some, let's say, mango. I'm going to pause it and just type it. Okay, so I've created my numpy array. Okay, so mango, cashew, coconut, and then guava. Then in my so my y, I'm going to create a numpy array, and I'm going to assign it a value, some values. That's the numpy array. The value, let's say 200, comma 300, comma I can do 100. Let's do 30. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then let's do here, let's say 70. Okay, so now all I have to do is to just plot, so plt dot plot plot, and then we want to plot what's our x and y, x comma y. Okay, remember to end it with what plt dot show, and then let's run it. We have an error. Let me see where the error is. X and y myself. Okay, so this is for this is 5. Okay, so let me just take one out. So the shapes 3, 5. This one has what? 1, 2, 3. This one has 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, so now to display our bar, we need to actually change it to what? Bar and run it. Okay, so you can see we have the bar charts for, so mango has 200, or cashew has 300, and then the coconut has 100. Okay, so this is basically how to display like a bar chart. Okay, so you can also change the color as usual. Just give comma and then we'll just give it some color to green. So set on color to any color of your choice. Okay, so I'm going to use G for green. Then we have it changed. Okay, so we can actually make our bar chart instead of vertical, we can make it appear like horizontal. So to do that, we just have to, let me copy this, Control C, and I'll paste it here. Then I'm going to change, just add H here. Okay, run it, you can see it's now horizontal. And then we can work on the width. So width, comma, so width equals, let's try 0, 0 point, let's use 0 0.5, run it. Okay, so this error occurs because of the h. If I take the h out, okay, I should get it. Okay, so you can see the thickness has changed. Okay, so when you have the h, you don't have to actually they don't match. So what you have to do is to actually change here towards height. Okay, so height. Then when we run it, we should have it. Okay, so you can see, um, yeah. So when you have the horizontal, that's it being horizontal, you need a height to work on the thickness. But if here is width, you would notice that we got an error when we change it to width. Okay, so the width will work when we don't have the h, the horizontal, as you see here. If I change to width, it should work properly. Okay, if I bring the h, it should give us an error. And then to fix it, we need to change here to height. Okay, so yeah, so debugging so small. Okay, so now let's try something, another exercise. So I'm going to create a value. Let's create a variable called girls. Then we'll assign it some numbers. So let's say 20, 30. Let's use let's use okay. So I'll pause it and then type it in so that it doesn't delay us. Okay, so we actually want to achieve something like this. Okay, so I've populated this. Okay, so we have girls with these values and then boys with these values. Now let's try grouping them. So we'll create another the same variable called group. There's going to be an np.arange. Now the arange property is just going to help us get numbers from what 0 to 4, not 5. So start counting from 0 to 4. Okay, so if you actually want 5, you would have to put 6 here. Okay, but we want 4, so I'm going to put 5 here. Okay, you might want to check my numpy course, okay, to understand numpy. Okay, so now let's try plotting. So let's see. So plt dot bar, and we want to group. So our group variable here. Okay, then we're going to do girls. So group girls, and then let's give it a width of point. Let's use point 20. Then we'll give it a color. So a color of let's use yellow. Okay. Then I can copy this again. I'm going to paste this. Now I'll change here to boys. Then still the same, and then we'll change here to let's use blue. Okay, and then comma would bottom equals um, girls. Okay, so the bottom equals girls is actually going to place the girls below and then the men above, as you saw in the as you see here. Okay, so bottom, okay, we'll push one of them up or one of them below. Okay, so let's change here to let's add this plt. So we want to plot plt dot x label. X label would be let's use smiles. Okay, so we're trying to create a bar chart to see the number of people, like males and females, who smiles more. I'm going to copy this and paste it here. So I'll paste it here and change it to y label. So here's going to be the groups. And then I'll paste this. I'm going to change plt dot let's use title. So the title, let's use smiles by gender. So smiles by gender. And let's use plt dot white text. Okay, so we are actually going to create our own text, like so you see here, to create our own text. So here I'm going to do, so let's do here x text. Okay, so x text, and then our s text, let's give groups, a group. Okay, so the group here, and we are going to give it a name, some names. So let's use g1, g, or pause it and then just fill it in. Okay, so I've created a group. Okay, so our s text. Remember, I added another value here, which is 30. So now I'm going to have to do just I can actually let's just do plt dot white text. So white text, let's do an np dot range. So np dot a range, sorry, a range. So the a range would start from 0, would want to start counting from 0, and then we want it to end at 80, or let's use 90. Okay. So it's going to count from 0 and then will end at 89. It wouldn't print 90. Okay. And we want it to do that by a step of 10. Okay, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Likes. Okay. So the start and then the end and then the steps. Okay. Our PLT does legend labels. So our labels equals, let's create a list. So our list is going to be, let's use boys, comma, and then girls. Okay, so now we have to PLT dot show, and then we run it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so you can see we have our text, white text, we have the smalls, and here we have, so the legend boys. So we have, let's look here. So the number of people smiling here are girls in this group 3 compared to that of boys. Okay, so that's how to actually work with grouping. You might want to take your time and then go through each line of code to actually understand it. If you don't understand, I think here would be the issue. Uh, this is the another concept that you've been introduced to, so you might want to practice it. So you can change here to boys and then see what happens, or you can copy this, paste it here, and then change um, to boys. Okay. Okay, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and then I'll see you in the next tutorial. Thank you.